Absolutely. Let's get it. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. This is Painful Excellence Podcast. This is I was just I hear things. There's a lot of conversations online, and y'all know there's 1,001 shows and panels and conversations, female ideology, male ideology. It's always interesting when you hear something and then you look it up. You look up you do your own research to come to your own, analysis, and you're like, that's weird. And then you notice some things. And I said, wow, this is some interesting stuff. So I thought that this would make for a pretty decent conversation. There were some things I looked up, and I said, wow, this is this is pretty interesting what I found. And the conversation that I did see was about the divorce rates between gay couples, lesbian couples, heterosexual couples. And there was one thing that I found consistent amongst all of this, and I said, this is something to talk about because maybe I'm bugging, but we're gonna see. We're gonna talk about it. Pull up some articles, and we're gonna read. So let's do this. Our good sister Cameron Fields in the building. A salute to you, sis. You can catch replay. This is gonna be an interesting topic. Derek Gaines, the legend, in the building. My brother Sam Mack. Amanize, salute, sis. Night Train. Todd Swindle. My sister Showers in the building. Smash the like button, like and share the video. Yeah. Now, first and foremost, before I go any further, I'm not firing shots at anybody for their sexuality. What you do is your business. I don't recommend you impose whatever your lifestyle is onto people that are not living your lifestyle. Don't do things like that. No matter what walk of life you are, you know what I'm saying. For example, I knew a dude that was chronically, when we worked at the same place, he was chronically trying to get with this woman. We all worked together, and she would tell him, yo, chill. She was a lesbian. And every day he was hollering at her. And I told him, yo, bro, okay, it was a joke at first. You better stop. Leave her alone. She's getting annoyed with you now. Trust me. She's getting annoyed. Jeff Sparks, salute. And, he just shot his shot every day. And she was a pretty, what do they call them? Lipstick lesbians, I guess? Whatever. She just wasn't into dudes. She was mad cool. She just wasn't into men. He kept up. And he didn't, she would tell me, all right, chill. It was funny for a second. It's not funny anymore. And one day he shot a shot and she blasted him like, yo, what the F? I keep telling you, leave me alone. And then they went back and forth and she wrote him up and he got suspended. I mean, you don't play with things like that. So just like heterosexual people will say, yo, look, keep that away from me. How you don't like when someone from that community thinks that they can invade your space and turn you out, as they say. Show them the same respect. Fellas, you can see a dimed out shorty, but if she says she's not into men, leave her alone, man. Don't do that. So that door swings both ways. Melanin, salute. Pep Pack in the building. Just leave them alone. Respect people's space. So with that being said, yeah, Cameron. I heard something about that. I'm not completely educated about that, but you're not the first person I heard. I've seen say that. That's a whole nother. You know what I mean? I was just saying that as a disclaimer. Respect everyone's space. How they claim to live is how they live. Don't try and force your stuff on this. If they say, "Look, this is how I am," leave it alone. Respect their space. Now, that being said, That's an interesting topic. That's something I might want to talk about. Because I believe that they took that and they created a whole. When I say they, I mean that community. They created a whole struggle and they named it, and that's why. That's part of the reason why that community tried to compare their struggle to the black struggle. And that's when I got offended. Like, yo, bro, no. There wasn't a continent where y'all were on living your life and somebody from some other continent came and y'all sold each other into slavery, or some of you were stolen. No. That didn't happen. Do not do that. Because still, we have some black millionaires, but we don't own anything as a community. But if you look in all these various industries, up that corporate ladder, what do you find? And that's all I'm going to say. Yeah. So that's something. Yeah. That's something I might discuss. You got to be careful on these airwaves because everybody. We also we're in the era where did y'all know these era of kids? What gen is this? I forget, but they're the most offended. Listen, man. You check this out. All of these school shootings and stuff like that. We're in Gen Z. This is what it is. Holy cow. I mean, that's the end. That's the last letter in the alphabet, right? These kids are the most easily offended. They're on the most antidepressant drugs. And I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? Y'all have all this technology. Look, these kids have access to technology that I only used to see on Star Trek 35 years ago. And I'm like, all right, that's cool, but that'll never exist. If you told me in 1980 that we would be having devices in our hands where you can call your buddy or your relative on the other side of the country or the other side of the world and you'll be able to see them and talk to them in real time, I'd say, no, that's not real. Nothing like that could ever happen. But what's cool on Star Wars and Star Trek? Do y'all remember the what was it? Total Recall, the first Total Recall, the original one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what the big deal in that movie was? When he went to a payphone and he called his boy and it came up on the screen. I was like, oh, look at that. Oh, there, that'll be in the future. Oh, wow, look at that. Mm-hmm. Y'all remember the original Star Trek? Kirk? Yeah, Kirk out. That was a flip phone, y'all. And then Star Trek, the Next Generation that came out in the late 80s into the 90s. It was on their chest. I was like, where's their like walkie-talkies? The card. Oh, it's the insignia. Oh, that was Bluetooth, y'all. That was Bluetooth. Y'all remember Pac-Man? Look at the video games now. We've come a long way. What I'm saying is all of this stuff that we have access to, I look at it and I'm still astonished at the things that they do. With this AI thing, it's scary. Yo, go watch the Jetsons. Some of that shit we're doing now. For real. Yeah, exactly, Night Train. Get Smart. Remember his watch phone? Missed it by that much. Remember Get Smart? He had a watch phone, bro. We really have that now. We really have that. So with all of this technology, it makes you wonder, how the hell are these kids depressed? They have everything. You could legitimately be on welfare and still have a Facebook, Instagram, YouTube channel and have a smartphone and be on public assistance. Everybody can salute. So why are these kids so depressed? You have everything. You know what? I've seen kids get bullied in school My era, they didn't shoot up schools. They just dealt with it. And a couple of times, the bully has gone too far, and they got their ass kicked in the playground or after school. It's happened. I've seen it. But you know what? That was their awakening that made them tough. It's life. You got to deal with things like that. So by the time they're out of high school and into college, they have what you call life experience. What kind of life experience you have when you're a nerd and you're an outcast, but you ain't got to leave your house because you got social media? You're really not trained to handle with the world. You're really not trained to interact with people. I come from the time where I actually saw a woman, liked her, interacted with her, and if she was interested in me, what did we do? We exchanged numbers. What did I do? I called her first. I went to her block. Should I knock on your door? Are you allowed to have boys come knock on your door? Okay. And it was always great when she had a father in the house. Because my job was to let him see me and understand what kind of person I am. How you doing, sir? Cop killer, salute. How you doing, sir? And then looking at the mom, trying to size up if this is the one what I'm gonna be dealing with in the next 20 years. Okay. She's a little chunky, but that means she can cook. And he's here. And she's cool. Okay, we got something going on here. That's great. All right. That kind of thing. Interaction. Today, we've gone from that, which was normal, to dudes meeting girls online and say, okay, let's go out. Great. No, it's a date. Okay, you got to cash at me $300 first. What? What do you mean? Oh, I'm going out, but $300. What? Wait a minute. What do I get with this? You get to hang with me. Well, who are you? I don't even know you. I approached you in the DM. You cool. We've been talking for 3 days. Now we meeting up tomorrow. Now you talking about $300? Are you a working girl? Well, no. So you ain't giving no skull? No. I'm already taking you out. Dinner, movie, a lounge. Just some intimacy so we can get to know each other. And we're doing it at a decent hour. I'm bringing you back. I don't even want to drop you in front of your building. I'll just drop you to your block. And you're asking for $300? These are real things that I've heard. And I'm looking at these dudes. This is why I see why these young dudes are turned off. But there are some dudes that play into that. Why? Because this dysfunction, to me, it's dysfunction. It's normalized. But that's a whole nother show. But a little bit of that has something to do with what I'm talking about tonight. Because we are talking about marriage, right? How do you marry a chick? Imagine you do marry a chick and y'all have kids and your kids say, well, how'd you meet mom? Well, we went on a date, but I had to cash app her $300 first. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. By then, behavior like that will be normalized. I ain't even going to tell y'all about the last Kendra D show that I saw. How you going to look like Aunt Jemima and partially balding, but you want a 6-foot-tall man with dreadlocks and he has to be a millionaire? And you had to see this woman, and she was partially retarded. Yeah, I said it. You got to see the clip. It's crazy. Kendra G, you know what it is? How long Kevin Samuels has passed on? It's been about 3 years now, right? Right. I don't know if she said it out loud yet, because I'm subscribed to her, but I don't watch her like that. But yo, I want her to do the interview where she says, you know what? Kevin was right. Young Hollywood, salute. Jaquilla, what up, sis? I want her to say it. I want to hear her say, you know what? I had Kev all wrong. I was mad at him when we had that interaction. But you know what? 3 years of this and my show, yo, the guests have gotten progressively bold. And now she's seeing it because she got frustrated. If you go to her channel, look at the Aunt Jemima looking chick. It's on Instagram. I follow her because to me it's comedy at this point because these are real people. Marcel, what's good? These are real people. And I'm like, ay, what is happening here? You know what? This is America. This is America. Ack, what's good? Ack 704, what up? Just Spark, salute if I missed you. Yo, Shower, you know what? I watched it and I'm like, this ain't real. This ain't, but it was real. And I'm listen. I say she's retarded, right? Let me back it up. Let me back it up for a minute. She was slow. If you watch it, you can tell she was slow. And Kendra got so mad with her, she drew her man on the. You got to see it. She drew it. She said, "This is your man. This is." And then she dialed it back, and then she said, "You know, you can't just say if I don't have this, I can't have anything." Then Shorty called Kendra a stupid bitch and just cut it off. And she's like, "Oh, she called me a stupid bitch." But the comment section was priceless, you know. But this is what we're dealing with. Crazy stuff, man. So what does all of this have to do with the conversation tonight? Well, tell you. Well, I guess I'll show you. Where do we start? I guess first we could I don't need to pull this up. I'll read it to you. I wanted to look up the divorce rates between gay, lesbian, heterosexual. And it says general divorce statistics. What percentage of marriages end in divorce? Based on the findings in law firms. This is done by law firms. Why? Because divorce, you have to get the law involved and everything has to be divided, you know, equally, meaning women take 75% of your shit, fellas, even some of y'all pensions. And that's why you have to go back and live with your parents if they're still alive. So, you know, realistically, marriage at this point, looking at the numbers, it's not beneficial to men in this day and age. It's not. It's not. I'm just saying. And I'm just looking at numbers right now. So it says, figure progressively grows in succeeding marriages. Let me read that again. Based on findings in law firms, it takes up a fairly large percentage, and the figure progressively grows in succeeding marriages. This raises the importance of marriage counseling and good communication between couples. But a fairly recent trend suggests that the divorce rate is on a downslope. And so are marriage rates. Cheaper to keep them, right? As such, couples are being more mindful of their responsibilities of marriage before upgrading their relationships, which is more responsible. And in the same way, married couples are finding ways to make their relationships work for the long haul. An estimated 41% of first marriages end in divorce. The number goes up to 60% for second marriages and 73% for third marriages. I want y'all guys to keep that in mind. 41% first marriages end in divorce. Those people get married a second time, it goes up to 60. If they get married a third time, it goes up to 73%. In 2019, the divorce rate in the United States hit its lowest point in 50 years. However, the marriage rate also reached a 50-year low in that same year. Ding, 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 ding. See that? You stop right there. 41, 60, 73. First, second, third. Y'all got that? 40, 60, 73. First, second, third marriages. Now, I'm going to pin this for a reason. I'm going to pin this for a reason. Mark Wunderlich, salute. Now, that's just overall marriages. 40% the first marriage. No. I'm sorry. Sorry, I said it's 41%. I need to be accurate. My apologies. I need to be accurate. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I need to be accurate. It's 41%. Let me pin that. There you go. 41%, 60%, and 73%. That's what it says here, right? It also says the divorce rate hit an all-time low, its lowest point in 50 years in 2019. But they also said marriage was at an all-time low that same year. So marriage is down. That means men aren't courting their women. And salute to Jaquila Fields. She's a part of that P.E.P pack. Salute to you, big sis. How are you? I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Frank from the land in the building. Mr. in the building. Salute. Now, I'm just going to point something out. Please don't get upset with me. All right? Now, according to the Williams Institute, the divorce rate for same-sex couples is 1.1% compared to the divorce rate of opposite-sex couples, which is 2.9%. Okay? About 1% of same-sex couples get divorced each year, while about 2% of married straight couples divorce. Okay? Now, let me read this to you. The rate of divorce in gay versus lesbian relationships is striking. Gay married men are about half as likely to divorce as lesbian women. It is not yet understood why the difference exists. Stop. Let me share something with you. Mr. Shelton, salute. Let me share this with you. The worst domestic violence in your city. Talk to any police officer and ask them about domestic disputes between couples. Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it at all. Just talk to them and say, have you ever had a domestic dispute with a couple married? More than likely, yes. And when you say domestic dispute and the police is called, normally it's a woman got on the phone, hey, he's kicking my ass. And then you got to go over there and, whatever. Oh yeah, Mr. Don't ruin it. It's very obvious. But listen to this, though. Ask any cop about when they've responded to a domestic dispute and it's two women. You got to kick the door in. There's blood all over the walls. Stove. Man. Look, I've seen the stove. My boy said he kicked in the door, smelt gas. The stove was ripped out the wall and the gas line. Some of y'all have electrical stoves. In New York, it's gas. The gas line was ripped out, which means if anything sparked in there, the refrigerator has a click, like depending on what kind of refrigerator you have. And it cools the freezer down or whatever, that click, a little spark will go off and it could blow up the damn apartment. So, yeah. He said that is the worst. It's the absolute worst. They're clawing at each other. I mean, the house tore up. Pets running for their life. He told me he's trying to separate them and they had a dog. So now the dog is trying to bite him and his partner. They're fighting. The dog is barking at them. They kick the door and trying to separate them. The dog start biting him. It was a nightmare. And then once he put cuffs on everybody, oh well, what? She hit me, and he did that dumb bitch, and had this bitch calling my house, and da da da. Oh well, you had this dude, but I thought you was with me, and then this other girl shows up. What the F's going on? And then he said, okay, well, you pressing charges on her, you pressing charges on her. Both y'all going downtown. And once he said that, after they done kicked the dog, and his partner was sitting on the dog, so the dog couldn't move, they called for backup. Once he said everyone's going to jail. Then they're crying and they say, oh, we don't want to press charges. He said, and he's a smoker, he said, I was ready to light my lighter and blow everybody up. Unbelievable. Exactly, Mr. McGruff tried to take a bite out of crime right there. Earned Jordan, salute. I was like, damn. Now, why am I sharing this story about the lesbian couple? The article here says the rate of divorce in gay versus lesbian relationships is striking. They said it's striking. Gay married men are about half as likely to divorce as lesbian women. It is not yet understood why this exists. Oh, please stop fronting. You know why? Because a lot of you women are crazy. Young Abel, salute. Wait a minute. Am I firing shots at women? Yeah, I am. I am. Let's look at the facts. Is there not who sung that song? And then you want to get buck wild, just kick it up a little of style, get the keys to the truck and go crash it up. That's a song. Y'all remember that? I'm listening to this like, wait a minute. You're really telling your shorties, if your man act up, take the car and crash it up? That's what you're saying? That's you? That's you? Blue Cantrell, that's her. And I was all over the radio out here. I was like, man, that's not cool. Can you imagine if a dude said that? Yo, fellas, if you thinking about getting buck wild, just kick it up a little of style. If she don't want to suck, look at her friend and fuck. Imagine. Move in a crib, eat up all the food, cause you that dude. Imagine. Yeah, thank you, Night Train. I bust the windows out your car. All of this dysfunction, isn't it relatable to what women do? Burning up your clothes, keying up your car, flattening your tires, going to your place of work and creating a ruckus to try and get you fired, lying on you, getting you arrested, all kinds of weird shit. Story time. When I was in the police academy, they had something called, well, back then, I don't know what they call them now, they had something called ghosts. We had gym shirts with our company name on it, the company number on it, and the year you were supposed to be graduating. Or vice versa, I forget, it's been years. Right? Now watch this. I'm down there in the basement, right, where the locker room is, and I'm looking at dudes with gym shirts on, and I'm seeing the years were like 3 years prior to my year. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I start talking to some of those guys. I'm like, yo, listen, I'm looking at your shirt. What happened? Why are you here? The term is called getting jammed up. And you know what I found? I only saw 2 chicks with a year on that. I ain't really, talk to them. I don't know what their deal was, but 2 of those dudes, they were there pending. They were supposed to have been graduated, but they didn't get fired yet. So they're still on the payroll. So until investigations done dealing with them or saying thumbs up or thumbs down, they were in the academy just mopping the floors and doing maintenance work around the building. Not like mopping the floors and cleaning up and stuff. But they were cops, but not really. So I'm like, what happened? It's a Spanish dude, a black dude. You know what they said to me? They said, yo, you single? At the time, I wasn't married. And I said, well, I got a girlfriend, but, you know, he's like, yo, listen, just get rid of her. Now, of course, I'm just listening to them. I'm not, you know, my situation. I'm like, well, why do you say that? He said, I got jammed up. I ain't even going to talk about the Spanish guy shit. But let me tell you, because the black guys, his situation was worse. So 2 years prior to me meeting him in that moment, here's what happened with him. He passed academics. He passed his run, you know, all assessments. He's just waiting for Gun and Shield night and the graduation at Madison Square Garden. It was within a week. Him and his girlfriend, for the 6 months he was in the academy, they were off and on. Right? And break up to make up type of thing. When we was in there, you worked the wheel. Nights one week, mornings next week, 2 days off, 3 days off, 2 days off. It was a nightmare. And he said they broke up because he's taking his career serious. And he's like, yo, look, you know, I ain't got time to be going out and I got homework. You get hammered with, you ain't got time to go out and hang out. You get homework on top of homework on top. They make sure your ass in the house. Another reason why they tell you to stay in the house, because you're on the job now. You're a probie. You can't get in trouble out there. And if you get in trouble out there, get pulled over, you know, some of those cops act like assholes towards you. They say things like, yo, how long you been on my job? Huh? What do you mean? How long you been on my job? You're just a recruit. What you doing out here blowing stop signs or in a car with these guys? Why you talk? I thought we was on the same team. Nope, not yet. You ain't got your real ID yet. Some of them do that to you. I'm telling you. I don't know why. But that's what happens. So they tell you stay your ass in the house until you graduate. That's what they do. They just break some, not all of them. Some of them just break your balls like that. So, he says the week before his graduation, well, 2 weeks before his graduation, his girl calls him up. Yeah, you know, love you, da. He goes to her house. She cooked for him. They ate, they watched some TV. He smashed, went to sleep, woke up, smashed. And those last 2 weeks, when you know you passed everything, y'all are just going to the academy. Y'all not doing anything. Y'all just hanging out. Y'all just chilling, and it's like nothing to do. So he was feeling good. And he was like, yo, my last week, we was working mornings, so I was just working 7 to 3s or 7 to 3:15s or whatever the hell, and I was cool, right? About 4 days before Gun and Shield night, because the old academy was downtown, right across from the old Cabrini Hospital. I think that was like 23rd. I forget. I ain't been down there in a long time. Because the academy's not there no more. It's in Queens. The precinct was next door to the police academy. He said the cops came from I forgot what number precinct that was. Come upstairs. He's sitting in his classroom with his gray shirt, feeling good. Knock on the door. When brass comes in the room, you have to stand up at attention. And the instructor walks in. They look. They said his name. They said, "Come here. Come outside." So he like, go outside with 2 cops, and they say, yo, you gotta turn around. It was like, what? He said, you gotta turn around, bro. So he turned around, he put his hands behind, they arrested him. And he was like, what's going on? He said the whole time, he thought he was being pranked because the last week, even the instructors they start like joking with you and shit. So he like smiling like, yo, okay, this is a joke. You know, what's going on? And he's looking at the cops. And by the time they walked down the steps to the first floor, he was like, wait a minute, I'm really, because the cops was like they didn't even want to deal with it. Like, oh my God. So he said his heart started racing. He started thinking, yo, what the fuck did I do? His heart's racing. He goes through the door to go into the precinct. The union delegate was there, and he's looking at him, and he looks at in the office. Who's sitting in the office? His girlfriend. Accused him of rape. Had a rape kit and everything. And as soon as he looked and saw her, he knew. He was like, oh my God. When he sat there, he was like, yo, he said, yo, bro, I started crying. Like, I didn't do. He said, I already know what y'all gonna say. I did not do whatever she tell you, she's lying. He gave his side of the story. She insists. He came over there just to talk, and then he took it from her and said, yo, you ain't nothing gonna happen to me. I'm part of the biggest gang in New York City now. And she's stuck by that. So the union has to fight for him. But in the meantime, guess who didn't graduate? And while they were trying to sort that out, because the police department has to decide, do they even want to deal with that? Look, we're going to drop the charges because she's lying, but guess what? You can't work for us no more. Not with that. That's how they do it. So I don't know what happened with him. But he told me that story. I was like, yo, what? He said, yo, that was 2 years ago. I'm still here. I'm getting paid, but I'm not on the street. I'm not in the precinct. I have no gun. I have no shield, but I just have this ID. It says I'm a cop, but you know what? It has a big old sticker on his ID that said modified. Because, and I'm only hearing, I'm going off of what he said. But you know what? I totally believe it. Because I'm looking at this world. Look at what happens with divorce. Do men get a fair shake in divorce, especially when the lady commits adultery? Do men get a fair shake with divorce? Honestly speaking, just look around you. What happens when a dude, and y'all watch Maury, and y'all watch Divorce Court, y'all watch Paternity Court? Remember the white guy? That boy that was allegedly his son was like 18 years old. The woman worked at like a paternity thing, and she had paperwork made up that said he was the father. He says, no, she works for one of those places. She's lying. She says, I'm not lying. He went to jail for like 5 years for not paying child support. Finally got to in front of the judge. She said, that's not his kid. He said, man, I went to jail. He said, she needs to be put in prison for this. She needs to be hit with charges. They ain't gonna do anything. You know why? Judges, well, not judges, the system, when they bang that gavel and say, you gotta pay child support, they get a percentage for all of that. You know, keeping the lights on, to have this hearing. They don't want to know anything about the heartache or what we went through. They don't want to consider any of that. They want to know how much you make, dude. And then watch this. Somewhere down the road, you find out, man, I paid for a DNA test. This kid ain't mine. Okay, well, the court's going to order one. The court orders one. Yeah, you was right, sir. That kid's not yours. Not a kid 8 years old. Well, guess what? Somebody got to pay for that kid. It ain't going to be the city. Ain't going to be the state. So guess who's on the line for that? But she committed fraud. She told me I was the father. She lied. Somebody got to pay for the kid. And guess what? Your name on a birth certificate? Sorry. You think those shorties don't know? Think they don't know? Nobody want to talk about that. You know why? Nobody feels sorry for men. What I just told you, that's the story for a lot of men in this country, in this world. Mitchell Show, what up? And nobody feels sorry for us. You know what we get? You should have wore a condom. You should have strapped up. You should have got DNA tests at the hospital. Showtime Major, salute. That's what we get. Baby, let's get a DNA test. You don't trust me? Get a DNA test. You can't do shit if she don't agree to it. It's all out. We should have wore a condom. We shouldn't have slept with her. We should have picked better. Everything is our fault. So when we get lied to, we don't have the luxury of calling these women, oh, she was a narcissist. I caught her cheating, and I'm questioning all these kids and everything else. My whole marriage might be a farce, and I caught her. And what was her response? Why was you going through my phone? Why was you checking the cameras in the house? Meanwhile, you had the fucking cameras in the house damn near a decade before she moved in. And it's no longer why you looked on your ring and saw her blowing her boss. It's about you not trusting her. You shouldn't have been going through the camera, and why you so nosy. And guess what? That house that she's been living in, that you procreated with her in, that you bought, guess what? She gets the house in the divorce, bro. She gets one of the cars. And you got to pay for it. You still don't miss no mortgage payments. Keep the lights on in that motherfucker. And you're going to be hit with child support. And she's still going to be banging the boss in the house that you paid for. So marriage is still a good deal. So when I read this, the rate divorce in gay versus lesbian relationships is striking. Gay married men are about half as likely to divorce than lesbian women. It is not yet understood why the difference exists. I'm going to tell you why. Because women are nuts. Everything that I just explained to you is real. That's what I'm saying. They're not victims. They go along in their own way. They have their own games that they play. Any of you ladies that got sons, y'all know women. I've grown up with dysfunctional chicks who's calmed down, thank God, in our age. And you know what? They got sons. And their sons are well equipped. Do you know why? Because their women their mothers have trained them to look out for women. I'm like, yo, man, look, it's not my business. Because their sons are like, damn, they're in their mid-20s now. And I'm watching them and I'm like, wow. And listen, in my neighborhood, like, we all didn't really like leave. So we're all grown now. We got our own spots. You know, and a majority of us got kids now. I got started a little late. Everyone else, like, I got friends that got kids that are going to college. And some of the girls that I came up with that I know that were a little loose, well, a lot loose, they got sons. And I keep it a buck with them, like, yo, he about to go to college, what you tell him? Oh, you already know. Because girls do this and girls do that, and the whole time I'm looking at them like how you used to do. Like how you used to do. And they know what time it is. Like, yeah, because, you know, when I was like younger, yeah, you know, and they dapping up with me. I was like, yeah, I know. Uh-huh. How many niggas you got in the fights over you and you orchestrated the whole shit? Some of them bitches got niggas shot, stabbed, jumped. And now they got sons and they got to tell them, oh, you know what they tell them? Don't chase no girl. That's what they tell them. Same shit the men tell their sons. Now, whether we listen or not, that's something else. But these women, they know. These chicks that I grew up with, a couple of them in particular, they got sons. They telling their sons everything. Now, whether they telling them this is what mommy used to do and don't look for no chick that, you know, mommy used to be in these streets. But who better equipped to train their son but an honest mother who is speaking from experience? Think about it. Think about it. So when I read that, we can't understand why. Because women are nuts. Women are nuts. Women are nuts. They're nuts. Don't be offended, because y'all know what I'm talking about. Remember I did the show, Are Women Really Frenemies? You know what frenemies are? Watch this, y'all. How many women y'all know? And I'm talking to all of y'all, male and female in the chat. How many women you know? And it might be a couple of ladies in here that say, I don't have that many female friends. How many times, fellas, how many times you heard that? I don't got that many female friends. How many times you heard that? You ever asked them why? I listen, when I was coming up and I would, meet a chick and she'd say that and followed up with, I get along with men better than I get along with women. I used to think that was a cop-out to camouflage them being promiscuous, but it wasn't really that. They might be around a bunch of dudes that might be trying to smash, or maybe catch her on a down day. Like, yeah, I hit it, but we ain't together. Like, it was just one of those things. It was raining outside. We was upstairs, and it happened. No, a bunch of chicks that I've met growing up say, I don't, I hang out with this one and that one, but I don't keep a lot of women around me. And I said, well, why not? You know what they used to say? Because the term hater wasn't around when I was growing up. You know what they used to say? Because chicks are two-faced. That's what they used to say all the time. Now, if women know this about women, hey, look, see what I mean? See? Don't listen to me. Just talk to a woman. And guess what? Even if it's a group of women, I bet you, if you be around them, they're going to start talking about each other around each other. You'll hear it. I've seen a group of women and I'm thinking it's all good. And that's a sisterhood right there. But when these two are alone, they start talking about everybody else. And then when everybody else is alone, they start talking about the other two. And then and as boys, we used to sit around and listen. Love is a word. Salute. We would listen to these women. We're like, yo, you see them walking to the store laughing and ha-ha. Like, yo, last night, she was sitting right here on the bench with us, drinking or smoking, whatever she was doing. And she was talking about her like a dog. Her breath stink, her kitty cat stink, her man want to sleep with her. And look at them right now walking to the store like they best friends. Holy shit. Exactly, Night Train. You're a fake, baby. I'm like, whoa. We just watch it. We were just sitting there like, oh my God. Oh my God. Listen, your men are very direct. I've been in situations where, now watch this, fellas. You ever been in a situation where I'm cool with him, I'm cool with him, I'm cool with him, I'm cool with him, but that nigga right there, I don't deal with him. He'll come over and you cordial, and it's like, he'll say what's up to everybody, but y'all don't like each other. I'll sit there for about 5 minutes and I'll be quiet. I'll get up. Yo, I'll catch y'all later. I don't like that energy. I'll just leave. And they'll know what it is, and he'll know what it is. And don't say nothing to me. A few times I walk off and I'll never, bro, I ain't gonna share that story, man, but niggas was like, yo, when you walked off, he was talking crazy. I'm like, yo, let him talk, bro. Because you know why? I was sitting there for 10 minutes and he ain't talk crazy when I was sitting there. He waited for me to leave. And then he talked crazy. Just remember, I was sitting there for 10 minutes. He didn't say nothing. He greeted all y'all, didn't say, because I don't like him. And he don't like me. I sat there. We were talking about ball. I got up. I said, yo, I'm out. I'll catch y'all later. Hit me later. I told my boy, yo, hit me later. I walked off. And then he talked to, I was sitting there for 10 minutes. If he had a problem, he'd have said something. Pussycat. I ain't like him. He ain't like me. That was it. I excused myself. But what's understood don't need to be explained. They know what time it is. Men are very direct. Men are very direct. And after a while, He did it a few more times. I'm walking off and he talking. They told him, yo, bro, he was sitting right here. If y'all got a problem, bro, how come y'all can't talk? You walk up to us all the time, he leaves, and then you talk. He was from another part of the neighborhood, but we all went to the same school, you understand? So, these were cats that was around my immediate neighborhood, so they had to check him on that. And eventually he stopped coming around. It's like, yo, bro, come on, stop that shit. I said, yeah, man, pussycat. That's all it is. Touché, Miss Your Pussycat. I was like, yo, I don't have to say anything to him. You know how it is, being in high school, it's like, yo, say something. I ain't gonna say nothing. Say for what? I'm sitting there. The day he comes direct up to me, like, yo, let me talk to you, we're gonna talk. Or if he comes up and put his hands up, we're gonna fight. It never happened. He come through, sit down, he thinking he making me uncomfortable, and I'm scared, that's why I'm walking off. No, I was avoiding confrontation for years because I know what I can do. So I'll kill this kid. What do you mean? I'm not gonna be like, yo, what you sitting here for? I'm not like that, bro. You can go anywhere. You're a free person. You go anywhere in this world you want to go. I don't tell you what to do. I don't tell you where to. That's what I'm saying. This YouTube shit is funny. When people, we have a good authority that Drew's telling people where to go. Bullshit. I don't do it on social media. I never did it in real life. You can't tell me you can't sit there. We're in front of the building. You can sit wherever the fuck you want. I excuse myself. And my friends were being nice to you. About 3 times you did the same thing and they checked you. Yo, bro, every time he leaves, you say, how about saying it when he's sitting here? You do know that that's our guy, right? What you mean? Stop that. Then when he got uncomfortable, thinking that shit was sweet, it wasn't sweet. When he got uncomfortable, when they told him, yo, say it when he's here. Stop talking about him when he left. When he leaves, then he faded off and stopped coming around as much. Of course. You already know what time it is. I knew what not wanting any smoke was before the term became popular. So please, save it. Or shower, I don't know. He may have been. Because men don't move like that. And that's my point. That was things that the girls around the hood, they all talked about it. Well, there was 2 chicks in particular, and they're tight today. But all those other chicks, they ain't get along. But when they got around each other, they laugh in each other's face, and we would just watch them like, yo, when they do have a fight, it's gonna be ugly. They come around us, yo, man, you heard so-and-so had an abortion? Now, this is the 90s, y'all. That was like big news. Like, what? Who the father? We don't know. You know how she is. 10 minutes later, she come out the building. What's up, y'all? Hey, girl. I'm like, oh, my God. What? Jimmy, what up? Like, yo, bro, I don't move and shake like that. I don't. That's crazy. So to answer that, they say they don't understand why that status is the way it is, because chicks are crazy. Paternity and, oh, wait a minute. Let me read this to you. Now, nearly 69% of divorces are initiated by women, often due to unmet needs and infidelity. African American women have the highest divorce rates. What? Don't blame me. Google it. I didn't make this up. Now, if you want to say, well, that's because it's dudes and dudes and dudes, all I know is that less men are getting married because they don't want to deal with it, which is why divorce is down. Divorce is down because men are like, this is not a good deal for me. And what do we know? How many single men? Single, unmarried men that are childless. We've been through this. We've had this conversation before. And the reason why I keep bringing it up is because it's a problem in our community. It's a problem. And what's the problem? In the beginning of the show, didn't I talk about how chicks are demanding cash apps before you take them out for a date? In order for them to grace your presence, you got to cash app them bread? And that has become somewhat normalized? What the hell? You see? When dysfunction becomes normalized. I don't even want you to explain it. You can't blame men for this. If we lose our shirts in a divorce, I've seen men lose. Imagine your pension is $50,000. You're on a fixed income, right? You're on a fixed income, and $50,000 is your yearly, it's pre-tax, and you work for that. And you got yourself a nice little condo, a nice little car, and you have enough money to pay off for the rest of your life. You got your lights, your gas, your cell phone, your food, and everything is fine. And then you get divorced, and that chick takes half your pension. So your 50 racks is now 25 racks. So now you retired at 63 years old. I'm sorry, 72. And now you got to go back to work to make the ends meet because she took half of the money that you worked 35 years for. And guess what? How about this? 71% or 69% in this statistic, they initiate divorce. Wait, hold on. Nearly 69% of divorces are initiated by women. African American women have the highest divorce rates. Okay? Yeah, that cash apping thing is coming from somewhere. This dude's doing it. I saw a video, this light-skinned chick saying that she's going to raise her son to cash app pretty women. Somebody skeeted and then bounced on her. That's disgusting. Stupid. Unwed mother. .69% of women are initiating divorce. And by the way, that scenario I gave you, that's real. You know how many men have to cough up half their pension to a woman that initiated divorce, depending on what state you live? Why are you getting divorced? You ever heard of this term called irreconcilable differences? You know what that means? We just grew apart and I don't want to be here no more. And I shouldn't be forced to stay. So if I have $12,000, can I get this divorce? And guess who has to pay for the $12,000? Guess who has to come up with the $12,000 for the divorce in court fees? So you're in court, and if she wins, part of the agreement is he has to pay for the legal fees because she was married to you, and now she is tired of you because she had a little midlife crisis, and now she's in her mid-50s. And she hit the gym and lost some weight. And now she says, you know what? I'm getting looks now. So maybe the grass is greener. I could live again. So you want to live again. But if you want to live again, just go live again. Because the other side to that is, I have seen people walk away from divorce. I've heard women say, I don't want nothing from this dude. I just want him away from me. I don't want no spousal support. I don't even want child support. The kid is going to be 18 in about 5 years. I'm good. I don't want to be around him. Don't pay me nothing. Nothing. Just get away from me. I've seen that. And I salute that chick. These chicks be following irreconcilable differences and they want to drain the swamp. They want him broke, homeless. And he's like, I didn't even know she wasn't happy. You're supposed to know. You're not around. You're never there for me. It's like, for 30 years, I worked a job and I worked 12 hours a day. I'm finally at the finish line. I'm retired. Now I have time for us. It took a while, but this is what marriage is. We raised the kids, and now you're not happy? Huh? What kind of life did you think you was? What did you think this was? And it don't matter. Irreconcilable differences. Now she's gonna take half your shit. So now she might have a job, but now she got her job and half your shit. You gotta go back to work. She get the house and one of the cars. And what you gonna do? And salute to you, Night Train. So it's no wonder I look at lesbians. I'm gonna get to the point of the show. Men might be gay and be thinking that they're women or whatever have you, but they're still men. By nature, we're still a little more logical. There's some dumb dudes out there, don't get it twisted, but we're a little more logical. Gay or not, they're a little more logical. So for them to say we can't understand why women or the lesbians are more likely to, it's because they're crazy. They're women. Everything that I've explained to you, have I lied once? If any woman is offended by this, I don't apologize, because everything I said is not a lie. Y'all say it. Why don't y'all have a big group of female friends? In my day, they say, nah, chicks are two-faced. They'll backstab you. Oh, fellas, how many chicks you dated growing up where they were reluctant to introduce you to their friends? Now, why is that? You always hanging out with your friends, and I come around, I'm like, well, where your friends at? Nah, you don't want to meet them. No, I want to know who you're around. Because you can tell a lot by a woman by meeting her friends. You know that, right? Just like dudes. Ladies, you can tell a lot by seeing who he chill with. I had chicks saying, nah, no, you ain't meet none of my friends. Matter of fact, when you coming around my block, I'll meet you 3 blocks over. Why? What the fuck? What's wrong with your friends? Yo, they thirsty. They be backstabbing. They a few of them effed each other's men. I'm like, well, that'd be up to me. It's that serious? Damn. And those your friends? That's a poor choice of words, is it not? Oh yeah, Amanaz, I didn't even bring that up. Because you know why? I like to let things rest. Because I heard Judy was talking about it was a lie and that she's putting out pictures that their relationship is strong. So I don't know what's going on there. But last I heard was Judy saying it was all a lie. But then I heard that the brat and her are going through problems because Judy can't figure out whether she's straight or a lesbian. And now the brat was told, I think she married me just for money. And wow. You went from, I don't want to pick that brother because he looked like Jimmy D. Cricket. You thought I forgot about that? Remember the brother they went past because they said, oh, he looked like Jimmy D. Cricket. You went from that to getting knocked up by, I think they chose a white guy. And now the brat is like, oh, he was just after me because of my money. Ain't that functified?
Go!
So I don't know what's going on. But if she is going through something like that. Oh, Shawa said, I just read Judy had her jumped and took the... Really? Really? If that's true, that's sad, man. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a dysfunctional heterosexual relationship, doesn't it? But who did I just say is known for setting dudes up and getting them jumped? Didn't I say that was a girl I grew up with? I mean, she was like, I never had no direct interaction with her, but I used to watch what she did. I'm like, man, she's fucked up. And now she got a son, and she knows to tell her son to watch out for certain chicks because she was that chick. Now, I just told y'all about that girl that I grew up with. She's a grown woman now. Now, if that's true what Shawa heard, Judy had her jumped and took the baby. That is so a woman move. Men don't get women. I mean, I'm sure that's happened in the past. But that's women doing that, getting men shot at. What was the football player? The NFL, she goofed up his NFL career comeback. He was about to go to the Canadian League, and then she went into the house and tried to fight him because he was dealing with another chick. Put him out. He had to physically put her out. She went and got her brother and his friends, came up to the house with guns. Yo, we just want to talk. Not at like 1 or 2 in the morning where it was like an ungodly hour. Got to fighting with the mother there. He got his legal firearm and shot at them. They peel off. The brother, in defense of his hair helmet wearing sister, he got shot. All 3 of his friends got shot. Well, he got shot. One of his friends got shot, and the other friend was like 21 years old. He was shot and killed. All justified. You see? Brother's shot. Friend is shot. Someone else was shot. No, someone else wasn't shot. But the other person that was shot, he's dead. So 2 people shot, 1 person dead. Right? And if he was found guilty, the former NFL player, he was going to go to jail. But he beat the case. And what happened with her again? Huh? Nothing. Because you know what? They looked at the men and said, you know what? Yeah, it happened in Florida, Jeff. You know what? None of those men had to do any. If those men don't get in there and go over there, none of that happens. But watch this. When they put her brother on the stand, and they was like, well, why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? You should have saw his face. Well, I didn't. Why'd you go over there? It was like, I forgot what time. It was like something a.m. You was going over there just to talk? And then the sister lied to her own flesh and blood. He hit me. That's what she said. That's not what happened. You know why? Because the altercation was caught on his camera at his house. She went up there banging on the door, pushing past the mother. He's pushing her out. She got into the house, broke the PS5, all of that. Travis Rudolph, thank you, Kane. Look that up. And then when she took the stand, by the way, she's not even 30 years old. She has a BBL. She's on there with a big old wig. Look, she had a football helmet on and put the wig over it. And she's on the stand like she's right. She's responsible for her brother coming to her aid for his sister, and his friends rolling with him, and one of them got killed. It's her fault because she lied. Nothing happens to her because that's not what was in question. They wanted to know whether it was a justified shooting or not. Her lying is a whole other case. A condo, my brother. What up? It's a whole different case. So again, when I ask this question about the divorce rate, gay, lesbian, hetero, they're wondering why is those rates so high? Because you have 2 women dating each other and both of them are crazy. Women are mean, vindictive. They back, and everything that I'm saying, another woman told me. I've dealt with it, but I'm biased, right? Because I'm a man, and any chick that ain't work out with me, I always gonna say, well, that bitch is crazy. But I'm just a man talking. But what about when I hear women tell me, Ricky, what up? Coach 67, what up? When women tell me, nah, bitches is crazy. They backstab you and they talk about you. Huh? How about this? I know lesbian women that tell me I'll never marry a chick. Why? The bitch is crazy. I had lesbian chicks tell me that. What you mean? Exactly, Ricky, man. That whole case had me so mad. But we have to understand that case, she lied, but the case was about whether it was a justified shooting or not. You know what I mean? And that's what the whole time I said, man, if they could, they need to. And the lawyer, because they asked the lawyer after he beat the case, he said, are y'all going to pursue legal action against the ex-girlfriend? And he said, I'm not going to talk about what we're going to do. So I don't know what happened. It's been about a year already. But she needs to be put in prison. Because she got her brother shot at. His friend got killed. And then she lied about the whole altercation. She ain't do nothing. She went up in there, why you in my house? And he slapped her. Something. It was a lie. Because it was all caught on video. It was all a lie. She went in there, started kicking shit over in the living room, broke the PS5, and he had to physically put her out the house. And she's fighting. And he was dating the next chick, and she disrespected the other chick. He said, well, at least this new chick ain't got no BBL. A BBL that he probably paid for. What you doing in your 20s with a BBL? You can't hit the gym? You see what I mean? Yeah, Night Train, she walked. Is this what I'm saying? What about the boxer? What's his name? I did a video on that. He fought Andy Ruiz, the black dude. He made friends with a married chick, right? And he's a professional boxer. And she wanted to serve her husband divorce papers. Remember that? And they go to this the seafood restaurant. The husband shows up and shoots him and shoots at her and misses. He died. The husband gets in his car, peels off, pulls over somewhere, and tries to take his own life. He didn't die right away. One nigga dead. The other nigga was, if he lived, he was going to jail, but he died in the hospital. And guess what? She was legally, and I heard that the husband was an older dude, but he had a little money. Guess what? By law, she's entitled to all of that, because I was the wife. And I heard he was an older dude. So of course she was getting her back ripped out by this young boxer. I forgot the brother's name. It's on my channel, but he fought Andy Ruiz. So that's what we doing. Orchestrated, but two niggas dead, nothing happens to her. And I know she orchestrated that shit. That's what I'm saying. You brothers got to be smart. So again, I'm looking at the divorce rate stat, and when they're looking at lesbians, and we can't figure out why. What you mean? Women are doing to each other in those relationships that they've been doing to men all our lives. Y'all remember the show I did about Popeye and Bluto? I did a whole show on that. My mama made me watch that. Me and my brother, like, why are we watching this? It was getting frustrated. It was the same thing. Popeye and olive oil is cool. Bluto comes in with these muscles and mustache or whatever. Olive oil says, why can't you be like him? And so I entertaining Bluto's bullshit. Then he tries to steal a kiss. And it's like, oh, I don't want to go that far. No, give me a kiss. Help, Popeye. Popeye's dumbass comes over. Bluto starts kicking his ass until he eats the spinach. And then he punches him off the planet. And he's strong to the finish. Well, in reality, you know what that is? That's olive oil stepping out of line, being messy. Bluto smashes. He's looking at Popeye like he ain't gonna do nothing. Get out of here. Then Popeye gets the spinach, the hammer, and blasts Bluto. But you know, they don't tell the full story. Bluto's dead, and Popeye's in jail, and Olive Oil starts banging Wimpy.
What?
It's true to life. Because I swear to God, when I got older and started like dating and I watched girls' games, I said, man, Popeye makes so much sense now. And you know what else? You know why they drew Olive Oil like that? Wanna know? Olive Oil, Popeye loved her unconditionally, didn't he? But Olive Oil didn't love or respect herself. And how did they draw her? She was a stick figure. She had no ass, no boobs, a big old nose, and a round head. She was insecure. And Popeye loved her unconditionally, and he got in trouble every episode dealing with her. The reality was he should have left her and started messing with Alice the Goon. Remember Alice the Goon? I love Popeye. Remember that? Better off dealing with her because she loved Popeye unconditionally. Y'all remember Alice the Goon? I love Popeye. Y'all. Exactly, Ricky. Man. Bro. Crazy stuff, right? Exactly, Ricky. That's love who love you. Love who love you. And this divorce rate with these, listen, that's what that blew my mind. I said, they don't know why lesbian women notoriously don't get along. They notoriously don't get along. Talk to any woman. They'll tell you. They'll tell you. You ever been around chicks and it's like, oh, I don't like her. Why? Something about her. What? She ain't say nothing. Yeah, she a little too quiet. What? Man. Crazy stuff. These chicks are crazy. Let me read this real quick. Divorce rate higher for lesbians than gay men. When couples in the Texas LGBTQ community marry, they are not thinking of the end of that union. However, they might be interested in the rates of divorce in the LGBTQ couples and what data focusing same-sex couples in England, Wales, and Scotland has found. So, okay. According to data from the Office of National Statistics in 2019, 56% of same-sex marriages were between women. However, the divorce rate of lesbians were much higher, with 72% of same-sex divorces in 2019 coming from lesbian couples, about 3 times higher than gay male couples. The lesbian divorce rate was 78% in 2016, 74% in 2017, and 75% in 2018. Interestingly, while same-sex marriages have increased drastically since 2014, when same-sex marriages was allowed in England, Wales, and Scotland, the rate of divorce has remained consistent for most divorces, and reason seemed to be unreasonable behavior, including adultery. So men out here acting crazy, right? They're telling you when it was lesbian couples, they don't act any different. They don't act any different. Remember when I said, I find it strange how these women, when now they're promiscuous and it's a badge of honor to have a high body count. Remember when I talked about that? Remember when I asked, why is it that these women want to behave like the men they were trained to avoid? I come from an era where women would look at you and be like, oh no, you get around too much. I don't want to be around you. You cute and all, but I don't want to deal with you. You slept with her, you slept with her, you slept with her. And now these women want to behave like the promiscuous men that they were supposed to despise and stay away from. And then get mad When dudes are like, yo, you slept with 30 people? Yeah, but you're 21. What? Oh, you could sleep with people, but I can't sleep with. Yeah, but I'm 21, but my body count is like 4. You're up to 30? The stats. What did Kevin Samuels always rely on? Facts, data, statistics. Now listen. Hey, Ricky, harmonize. Is it no wonder why women hate statistics? How many debates have you seen online where someone refers to the statistics and the woman, as smart as she sounds, she don't want to deal with statistics. She wants to deal in her reality. Oh, I know the statistics say A, B, and C. But in my personal experience, your personal experience don't mean anything. A lot of people have been shot and they lived. But you can't talk to the people who got shot and didn't make it. They have this big old opinion, and then we say, no, it says right here, the stats say this. Oh, no, in my experience, it's always my experience, my neighborhood. In my hood, the men do this and that, and yeah. And when I dated Pookie Ray and his cousin, da-da-da-da-da, whoa. Your hood isn't the world, and that's the problem. You never left the hood. You know what my experience is? All these chicks that had kids when we were young, pregnant at 16, 17, their kids are good and grown now. They've been grandparents. You know what their experience is? Oh, because niggas this and niggas that. And oh, yeah, because I know. Because, they spit out a kid. Now they know everything. You ain't got no kids you don't know. Now they're mothers and they can tell you everything. But no. See, you don't know because, I'm a mother now. And it's like, bitch, no. You made a mistake. And you living in your mama house and now her hair's turning gray and she's stressed out because she raised you. And she didn't raise you to do that. And she loved you and she loved her grandbaby, but now she's trying to raise you and retire. And she wanted to be a grandmother, but now you're in school with us. Not even in college, you're in high school with us. And after she comes home from work, she got to get her grandkid and babysit, and now she's up. It's like raising you all over again. You're not working, so she got to buy the Infamil and all this other shit. And now you want to sit on these benches and talk about how we don't know what we're talking about? Guess what? We must know what we're talking about because your ass got pregnant. You didn't know to tell them to wear a condom. You didn't know to get on birth control. You didn't know that. How come everyone else knew that but your ass? Now you want to come out here like you know everything? No, I know you're an idiot. Own it. In fact, while we're talking, you need to remain silent. The only thing you should be saying is, don't mess up like me. You see me. Matter of fact, it's 1 a.m. on a Saturday. Where is your baby? Know your mama upstairs watching that baby. Why are you here with us? Take your know-it-all ass upstairs. Stop it. Stop it. This is the level of stupidity we've dealt with. These be good and grown women running around this internet talking about they know it all. And then as soon as they want to argue about something and you bring up what the data says, they don't want to deal with what's in black and white. They can trust Google for everything else. But when I go blackdemographics.com, oh no, it's just what? What information? Do you trust blackdemographics.com or the Census Bureau? It's the same shit. All right, you don't want to believe something written for black people? Fine. Go to the Census Bureau. See if it tells you anything different. You're still going to tell me about what's not real because in your neighborhood, it's not even 2% of the population. No, it's your experience. They don't throw statistics out the window. They always want to deal with their experience. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I thought this was an interesting conversation. I said, man, the divorce rates. So let me find out the lesbians ain't any different from, matter of fact, I've heard situations, I just told you about the domestic violence thing, the women be the worst. Why is that? Now, if y'all are keying up cars and cutting the brakes and getting niggas fired, you remember the Pop the Balloon show? Remember what they tried to do to that brother? Got him fired from his plumbing job and then say, oh, he wasn't really a plumber, all of that shit. Salute to Dennis Sperling. He shut all that shit down. He shut all of that down. They tried to tear that brother down. The sisterhood, right? They tried to tear him down. Well, truth came out. Where was the sisterhood when the brick lady lied? Right? Sisterhood wasn't as strong. You see what I mean? But what happens when you get, matter of fact, the brick lady, she's a lesbian, right? She's crazy. What happens if she gets into a lesbian relationship in a marriage with another lesbian? That's crazy. They just said infidelity. Y'all ever seen this stuff? Now imagine two chicks with the ideology where if you do me dirty and hurt my feelings, I'm gonna key up your car, cut the brakes in your vehicle, smash your windows out, burn up your clothes. Now you got two idiots doing shit like that. I just told you, my buddy went to a domestic violence dispute. He's at the stove. How do you start fighting in the kitchen, yank the stove out the wall, and now the gas line is broken and it's gas? He kicked the door and he said, that's gas. He's worried about the refrigerator clicking, one spark off a carpet could blow up everybody. And then when he threatened to lock everybody up, they're bleeding. His partner's sitting on the dog because the dog's trying to bite everybody or bite them. I'm sorry, I love you. No, we're not trying to go to jail. Y'all don't hear me. 75%. Interestingly, while same-sex marriages have increased drastically since 2014, when same-sex marriage was allowed in England, Wales, and Scotland, the rate of divorce has remained consistent, meaning whether it's heterosexual or lesbian or gay, where they're talking about, lesbians and gays here, they still get divorced like heterosexuals. But they were saying the lesbian couples, they're in the high 70s, man. Unreasonable behavior, meaning including adultery, meaning they're just as foul as anybody else. It's not, if not worse. You ever heard man? All right, stop, bro. Stop. Cut it out, man. You can read it yourself. You can Google it yourself. But yep. So what's pinned at the top? An estimated 41% of first marriages end in divorce. Second marriages end 60%, 73% for third marriages. All right. Divorce rate hit an all-time low in the last 50 years in 2019, but also marriage is at an all-time low in that same year. Now, in that number, who leads the charge in dysfunction? The ladies. So special shout out to y'all. I just wanted to, again, I know there's gonna be women thinking I'm dumping on them. I'm not. Look it up. And I just found it interesting because every time I turn around, there's some weird, I don't want to call it weird, but these people got some good shows and I get caught up in listening to the conversation. But every now and again, I hear a woman start going off at the mouth, and then when it's another woman saying no, but it says right here, or a man in particular says no, the data says different. The statistics say different. I'm not dealing with statistics. Why not? Because that's not my experience. In my experience, no. You can't do that. You can't make shit up. I just read you the numbers. Bust the windows out your car. Get the keys to the truck and go crash it up. Right. Now imagine two chicks with that same type of mind frame in a relationship with each other. They're yanking stoves out the side of the wall and having gas leaks. I'm good. High body counts is the norm now. They want to be promiscuous like the men they were taught to avoid. Well, I think they were taught to avoid. Y'all go ahead, man. And I'm going to get out of here. Love y'all, man. Salute to everyone in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat. Oh, ain't this a fight week? Doesn't Canelo and Berlanga fight tomorrow on Saturday? I think so, right? I don't know. Okay. I guess I'll talk about it in the morning. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. But salute to y'all. I might be back here tomorrow. Talk about something else. Man, salute to y'all, man. And I really, really, really appreciate you guys, man. You guys make the show. I just love having these conversations, man. I really do. Really do. Be on the lookout for more Bear Cave. I'm gonna have some short videos coming out for Bear Cave. All right. And y'all take it gently.